Welcome back to the Roberta Show, a space for real conversations, real growth, and real transformation. I'm your host, Roberta, and if you're here today, I truly believe you're here for a reason. Because this season, we're going deeper. This is not about pretending everything is okay. It's not about surface level motivation or forcing positivity. This season is about alignment, about reconnecting with yourself, honestly enough to finally move forward differently. So, wherever you are right now, driving, walking, cleaning, sitting with your thoughts, I want you to take a deep breath and really be present for this conversation. You are not broken, and you are probably not as stuck as you think you are either. I do know that feeling, though, the feeling of wanting more for your life, but somehow feeling disconnected from the version of yourself that actually goes after it. You wake up, you do what needs to be done, you handle responsibilities. You try to stay motivated, but deep down, something feels off, and sometimes it's hard to explain because from the outside, your life may even look fine, but internally, you feel disconnected. You feel disconnected from your energy, disconnected from your confidence, and disconnected from your direction. And eventually, that disconnection starts to feel like stuck. But being stuck and being disconnected are not the same thing, because when you're truly stuck, there's nowhere to go. But when you're disconnected, there's still movement available to you. You just haven't been moving in alignment with yourself, and that changes everything. A lot of us have spent so much time surviving, performing, people-pleasing, overthinking, comparing, and trying to keep up that we stop checking in with ourselves completely. We have to ask ourselves, what do I actually want? What feels true to me now? And most importantly, what version of myself have I abandoned trying to become who everyone else expected me to be? That kind of disconnection doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly. You ignore your intuition once, then twice, then enough times that you stop trusting your own voice altogether. You say yes when you mean no. You stay in environments that drain you, and you keep choosing comfort over honesty. And eventually you wake up feeling lost in your own life, not because you're incapable or lazy, but because you've drifted away from yourself. And honestly, I think that's what so many people are actually experiencing right now. Not failure or weakness, it's just disconnection. And the reason I wanted to start this season here is because you cannot create aligned movement from a disconnected place. You can force yourself to stay busy. You can overload your schedule and chase productivity. But if your actions are disconnected from who you truly are and what you truly need, eventually burnout catches up to you. Alignment is different. Alignment feels grounded, clear, and intentional. Alignment doesn't mean life is perfect. It means your mind, your choices, and your direction are no longer fighting each other. I think sometimes people assume alignment is this magical feeling where suddenly everything becomes easy. It's not. Alignment often starts with honesty. The honest realization that you've outgrown certain patterns. You've been abandoning yourself. You've been waiting instead of choosing, and you've been living on autopilot. That awareness can feel uncomfortable at first, but it's also powerful because awareness creates the opportunity to reconnect. And reconnection starts with small things, like listening to yourself again and slowing down enough to hear your own thoughts and asking yourself what actually feels aligned instead of what simply feels familiar, because familiar and aligned are not always the same thing. Sometimes we stay attached to habits, relationships, routines, or versions of ourselves simply because they're comfortable. But comfort can quietly keep you disconnected for years if you let it. This season is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to yourself, the version of you that knows what they deserve, the version of you that trusts themselves, the version of you that stops waiting for permission to move forward. That version still exists, even if you haven't felt connected to them in a while. Welcome to your affirmation work. Before we end today's episode, I want you to take a deep breath. And instead of just listening to these affirmations, I want you to feel them. Repeat them with intention. I am not broken. I am reconnecting with myself. I trust myself enough to move forward. I release the version of me that no longer aligns with my growth. I no longer need to stay stuck to feel safe. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to evolve. Again, I am not broken. I am reconnecting with myself. I trust myself enough to move forward. I release the version of me that no longer aligns with my growth. I no longer need to stay stuck to feel safe. I am allowed to change. I am allowed to evolve. Alignment begins when I start listening to myself again. I am becoming more grounded, more clear, and more connected every day. I am ready to move differently. This is your alignment check-in. Ask yourself, where in my life have I been ignoring what I already know, your truth? Disconnection grows when you stop listening to yourself. Your action. Spend 10 quiet minutes with yourself this week, without distractions, and ask yourself what feels out of alignment right now. Thank you for being here for the beginning of this season. And remember, you are not stuck. You are reconnecting. And this season, this is your invitation to finally move in alignment with who you truly are. I'm Roberta Tab, and this is The Roberta Show. I'll talk to you in the next episode.